It's been a while, it has. It's been a long time since I posted a video. Let's catch up. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Flicks and Pixels, and thank you so much for checking out today's video. And yes, I know it's been a while since I posted. I have my reasons. I decided to take a little bit of a break from YouTube. But I'm back today, and I'm back with probably one of the most anticipated releases of this year. Yeah, people have gone crazy for this. Only 15,000 made, and it is, of course, as you can tell by the thumbnail, the Nightmare on Elm Street Steelbook collection in a very nice library case. Now, I will take you through an unboxing of this in just a second. But in terms of this Steelbook collection, there's been a lot of talk about it. People were speculating on what the artwork was going to be before it was confirmed. People were anticipating original artwork on the Steelbooks. They were kind of curious as to know what the library case would look like on the outer and everything. And I think then when the artwork was revealed, I think most people kind of liked what was going on with it. There was a question marks over the library case itself, which is the outer steel casing. I, for one, kind of saw it and I didn't dislike it, but I kind of was hoping for a little bit more. And they've kind of done it. They have done a little bit more than what was sort of shown in those initial pictures. And as I say, you'll see that in the unboxing when I go through it in a second. Now, 15,000 of these were made in total. That's it, 15,000 done. It's pretty much sold out everywhere. And the usual story, you've got the usual typical scalpers hiking the price. They've clearly pre-ordered a load of them and decided to add another 150 to 200 quid on them. These are roughly going at the minute on average for about 300 to 350 pound on reselling sites. You guys know how I feel about scalpers. They're just, I can't stand them. I don't like them. They'll buy something that's very limited and they'll triple, quadruple the price. Taking pre-orders away from people that genuinely want these items. It's frustrating and it pisses me off. I've said it before, don't give in to the scalpers, okay? They want you to give in to them. They'll hike the prices up and things like this. If unfortunately you missed out on this edition, I'm not sure if it'll come back in stock. I pretty much think the 15,000 has been allocated now. But I'm sure it'll come down in price. The scalpers aren't going to get what they're asking for, I don't think. So you might be able to get it a little bit cheaper. But don't give in to the scalpers. Don't give in to them. They're a fucking pain in the arse, to be quite honest with you. But anyway, in terms of this release, as I say, people were kind of speculating about it. The artwork was kind of confirmed and everything. People were curious to know what the other films would look like on 4K. I haven't checked them all out on 4K yet. This is just solely an unboxing video to show you in detail what the library case consists of, the library case itself, the outer work, and what it's like as a whole package. In terms of the 4K transfers, I'm looking forward to checking them out, to be honest. The Nightmare on Elm Street collection, it's a bit of a mixed bag, and the first film's great. Number 2, it's okay. Number 3 is great. I love number 3. 4's all right. 5 and 6, my opinion, they're not great. A New Nightmare I quite like New Nightmare. I think it's quite good. Just the whole concept of that film. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to take you through an unboxing of this Nightmare on Elm Street collection, and then we're going to bring it back up top. And we'll talk a little bit more about it. So, are you ready? Come on, let's go and have a look. Okay then, so here we go with the Nightmare on Elm Street Steelbook collection. But before I go through the Steelbook collection, I'm just going to bring in the J card that comes attached to it. This kind of like, it's like a wraparound, slots over the top. It's got a Nightmare on Elm Street on the front there, 4K Ultra HD. And then bring it round to the back. You've got all your information regarding this Steelbook set, along with your tech specs as well. And then on the bottom, you've got your credits just there. Some people take this off, some people leave them on, to be honest. I quite like leaving them on, to be honest, but each to their own, I guess. So yeah, that's the J card that comes attached. So we'll pop that to one side, and then we'll bring in the Steelbook collection just here. So as you can see, you've got all your Steelbooks lined up in film order. And then inside you do have that foam insert that holds them all in place. Very similar to previous Steelbook library cases, Superman, etc. And if we spin it round, you'll see that the outer design is Freddy's jumper, and you'll see just here, you do have some details of holes in his jumper. And if we spin it round, you'll see that on his collar as well. Or like an embossed effect, and some more holes on his jumper there, and then the rips at the bottom. Yeah, quite nice, I like that. Bring it around to the other side and you'll see there's another tear just there. Yeah, nice. And then bring it to the top and you'll see Nightmare on Elm Street 7 film collection there, and that is also raised as well. And then on the bottom, you've just got some Warner Brothers stuff just there. So yeah, all in all, it's a nice library case. I like the detail on it. I wasn't keen, I've got to be honest, when I first saw the pictures of this, but having it in hand, it is much nicer, especially with those little details on there as well. Okay then, so let's go through the film. So I'm going to pop this library case to one side and we'll pull the films out individually. First one is the original Nightmare on Elm Street. And just to let you know, all of these have got all the original poster artwork on there. So this is very similar to, obviously, the Steelbook that was released last year in the collector's edition. The only difference is that one had the Nightmare on Elm Street title just here, I think, if I remember. But this one hasn't got it on. So that's the front, very nice. Bring it around to the spine, you've got the title of the film there. And you've got that image on the back as well. Credits at the bottom. Don't like the credits at the bottom, never have. Okay, let's open this up. And inside you will have your certificate of authenticity. And you'll be able to see there, I've got number 11,837 out of 15,000. Not a low number, but I'm not too bothered, to be honest. I'm just glad I've managed to get one of these. And then he's blank on the other side. So as you can see, you get your 4K disc and your Blu-ray disc in there. The UK set comes with the Blu-ray discs. The US edition comes with the digital codes. You've got that artwork again, same as the one that was released last year in the collector's edition. Picture of Freddy in the boiler room. Pop that back in there. And then we'll get the second film out. And there we go, again, the original poster art. Now, I like the artwork on these, but I've got to say, they're a little bit washed out. If you compare them to something like the Superman set, for example, like it's bold, it's vibrant on those Steelbooks, these just seem a little bit washed out. I mean, I still like them, they're still nice Steelbooks, but I just think they could have been a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more kind of stand out with the colours on here. But they're not bad, I still quite like them. There's your title on the spine. And then your artwork on the back as well. And then inside, again, you've got your 4K disc and your Blu-ray disc. So take this out so we can show you the artwork on the inside, if it wants to come out. Pain in the arse these ones are. There we go. Pop that to one side there. And that is the artwork on the inside. It's quite cool. Pop the Blu-ray back in here. So the Blu-rays that you get in here are from the set that was released quite a while ago. That is Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And I'm not sure if I pointed this out, but let's just bring this back in for a second. You'll see on the top, all the numbers of the films are kind of etched in the Steelbooks, which is quite a nice touch as well. You see it going across there. Yeah, nice touch, quite like that. Okay then, so Nightmare on Elm Street 3, which is probably my favourite of all the sequels. Again, the original poster art. Nice effect on the Steelbook. Again, though, a little bit too washed out, I think. Could have been a little bit more vibrant, but it's still nice all the same. And then on the spine, title of the film. On the back, another image again. Those credits. Open this up. Just get the 4K disc in here. No Blu-ray, because obviously it was on number 2. And there's your artwork on the inside there. It's quite nice. So put the disc back in there. It's Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Best of the sequels, in my opinion. Put that back in there. Bring the 4th film in. And I think this is where, this is probably the one that highlights where they're a little bit washed out. You know, this multicoloured effect here, that should be more punchy, that should be more vibrant. It just looks a little bit washed out. I mean, there is a nice sheen on all of these Steelbooks in the artwork itself. It's quite nice. Maybe that's why they look washed out, because they've added that effect in. I'm not sure. I just think they could have been a little bit more colourful, a bit more vibrant. But I like that artwork anyway. That's great artwork. Bring it around to the spine. Again, title of your film. And some more artwork on the back. Open this up. And there you've got Freddy. There's no need to take these discs out. It is just like a white background behind those. So you get your 4K disc of 4, and then you get your Blu-ray disc of 4 and 5. Yeah, like that artwork. As I say, it's just a shame that it just look a little bit washed out. There we go, this is the 5th. Again, some great artwork. Nice shine effect on it as well. Bring it round to the spine, you got your title of your film. And then you got your image on the back as well. It is worth noting that on all these Steelbooks, there's nothing on the tops or the bottoms. We'll open this up. And again, you've got your 4K disc of Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, and then your artwork in the background there as well. I've got to say, the artwork on all the insides of these Steelbooks is really nice. I do quite like them. Okay. And here's the 6th film. Like that artwork as well. Again, if that was just more vibrant, a little bit, just more kind of stand out with the colours. Still nice all the same though. You got a nice shine on Freddy's knives there. Bring it round to the spine. Title of the film, Freddy's Dead. And then artwork on the back as well. Open this up. And you get your 3D glasses. Just there. And then you get your 4K disc. And of course, your Blu-ray disc, which includes Freddy's Dead. And I think it's New Nightmare on this one. It should be anyway. Yeah, there you go. And that's the artwork on the inside. Very nice. Put the 3D glasses back in there. It's nice that they've included the 3D glasses, to be honest. They didn't have to. I'm not sure if anybody will use them, but they're there all the same if you want to. So that's Freddy's Dead. And then last, but not least, we've got Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And that's the artwork for that one. So it's great that you've got all the original poster artwork on these. As I say, and I'll keep saying it, they just look a little bit washed out. Just think they could have been more vibrant. I do love the artwork on New Nightmare though. I think it's great. And then on the spine, title of the film. And you got your artwork on the back there as well. Open this up, and there you have your 4K disc. If it wants to come out, there we go. And there's your artwork on the inside. Put that disc back in there. So there we go. That was a closer look at all the Steelbooks in the set. And as I say, it's a nice set. It really is. I just think that the artwork could have been a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more colourful, a little bit more standout. But anyway, there we go, guys. That was the Nightmare on Elm Street 7-film collection on 4K in a very nice Steelbook library case. Let's go back up top and let's talk about it. Okay, so we are back up top with the Nightmare on Elm Street Steelbook collection. And yeah, as I said, I think it's a nice set. I really do. The kind of the details on the outer case, on the library case itself, is actually really nice with those holes in Freddy's jumper and everything. And yeah, nice little touch with what they've done with that. So overall, the outer case is probably better than I thought it was going to be initially. In terms of the Steelbooks, I like the Steelbooks, I do. I just think, as I said in the unboxing video multiple times, just the Steelbooks, the artwork on there just looks a little bit washed out. I just think it could have been more vibrant, more colourful. There's so many great colours in that original artwork of all the Elm Street films. I just think they could have brought that out in the Steelbooks a little bit more. But take nothing away from it, it is a great looking set, it really is. And overall, I'm really pleased with it. I mean, the set itself was 200 quid, it was. Some people may not think it's worth that. It depends really how you feel about the films themselves. If you're a collector and you're a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, this is probably the essential edition to pick up. But if you kind of like some of the films and you're not too fussed about the others, maybe the standard collection might be more up your street. Like I say, it's a mixed bag when it comes to the Nightmare on Elm Street series. They're all watchable and I enjoy them all for very different reasons, but there are some that are much weaker than others in this collection. There are. And like I said earlier on, I'm really looking forward to checking out the 4K transfers, watching these one after the other. I was impressed with the 4K transfer of Nightmare on Elm Street last year when it was released. It's the same disc that you get in here, obviously. So if they all look as good as that, I'll be well happy, to be honest. I'm sure there'll be a couple that look better. The films that were kind of made later on will look better, but I'm really looking forward to checking them out. And I'm really, really looking forward to watching them all again as well. Listen, Freddy's an icon, isn't he? He is. He's a horror icon. So yeah, I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. I'm pleased to have all of the films on 4K, and I can't wait to start watching them all. So that is all for today, guys. Leave a comment down below. Have you managed to pick up this set? Are you getting the standard collection? Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. And if you did like the video today, please consider giving it a like. And if you're new here and you haven't seen the channel before, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It would really help me out. Listen, it's absolutely free to subscribe. I don't have no Patreon or anything. None of my content is hid behind a paywall or anything like that. Honestly, completely free. Just hit that subscribe button. Honestly, I would really appreciate it. It would really mean a lot if you could do that. And hopefully, I will see you again on my next video. Until then, take care.